Alright, what is going on YouTube? We got a new Spiral Abyss video. It is that day, the 1st of May. Happy May Day. In this Spiral Abyss, I say sometimes that the Spiral Abysses kick my butt. And maybe I'm being a little dramatic. Maybe I was, a little tired, didn't get enough sleep. But this Spiral Abyss, I'm not even going to say how long it took me to get this one done. I don't feel comfortable disclosing that information. It's currently a Wednesday at 1:30 where I live, and that's the only information I'm going to disclose. And why did it take me so long? Well, that's simple. I was trying to force it with this Mono Geo team, and eventually we did get it done. Thank the Lord. But I had a fun idea for this video planned. I was planning on going Mono Pyro, 4 Pyro characters, Mono Geo, 4 Geo characters. And the Mono Pyro team, it actually did well, but I was just short every time, like by 15 seconds. But 15 seconds in the Spiral Abyss is kind of a big margin that is hard to overcome. Anybody who does floor 12 attempts knows what I'm talking about. So I just came to the conclusion that it wasn't going to work. The Mono Pyro, it wasn't going to happen. And on top of that, my Geo team was the second half. And the second half of the last chamber, Chamber 3, has the Herald. He's like something Baptist or whatever. He has a shield of 3 different elements that you have to shred through. Pyro, Cryo, and Electro. Those are the 3 shields. And my Geo team just could not shred through that quick enough. And obviously the Pyro team would not be able to shred through a Pyro shield at all. So we ended up having to go with Hutao Double Hydro with the addition of Kazuha as a flex for our second half team, and we kept the Mono Geo as our first team. Now, what are some things that will help you get through this Abyss? As you can see right here, crowd control is going to be huge, because the second half of the first 2 chambers, they do have a lot of little dudes that will split up, and you can go to the one end of the circle to try to group them up, but I found that I didn't have time to do that, and it didn't always work. They didn't always follow me and group up in the back of the circle. So it's like, I can't do this. I just got my Kazuha, which is cool because I haven't been using Kazuha on the Spiral Abyss lately. Crowd control is going to be huge, and Kazuha will be huge for shredding shield in future chambers, as you will see. Because that's the theme of this Abyss, is shield shredders. Preferably a Pyro or Animo shield shredder, because the second half of the second chamber has 2 of the Electro Heralds, and Pyro shreds that very well, I found. In the first half of the second chamber, as you're about to see, it has the Dancing People, nemesis of the Coppelius, and it is the dude this time doing all the dancing in the middle. He has a Cryo shield. Obviously, Pyro will shred that the quickest. You could use Hutao, Arlecchino, D-Luke, Yoimiya, Klee. I don't know if people use Klee at all. I certainly don't have her, but you could use her, is what I'm trying to say. And you could run Vape. Mono Pyro does do decent. The Mono Pyro was not the problem on the first half. I honestly could have ran Mono Pyro first half. Maybe I'll do it for the next, when 16 days, when the Abyss resets or whatever. Maybe I'll do it again. Who knows? Mono Pyro is not the problem, for the reason that it could shred through this guy very quickly. So you could do Mono Pyro first half if you really wanted to. It could work out. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, or you could use Virgin, Vape Virgin with a Pyro character. That works too. Other people that could work first half would be an Electro unit. That could definitely work, like Raiden, I would imagine. And then the second half, you're also going to want a Shield Shredder, but you're going to want at least 1 non-Pyro in your rotation. Because even though Pyro does very well against the Cryo Shield on the boss in the last half of the last chamber, and pretty well against the Electro Heralds that you're going to see on this chamber, The boss on the last half of the last chamber, the Herald that uses all 3 elements, he has a Pyro Shield. So you'll just need like Hydro or something to melt that. Hutao, this Hutao team would be a pretty ideal thing for that. Because you'll be able to see here that I don't even have a minute, I think, to clear the last half. And I'm able to do it very quickly with this Hutao team. The only struggle was keeping Hutao and more so Kazuha healthy, because Kazuha took a lot of damage on the first chamber. So yeah, just keeping him healthy. I think I I try to heal him with Shin Q throughout this whole experience. So yeah, and then the other thing you're going to want is a crowd controller. More so on the second half, as you're seeing, because there's a lot of little guys on this chamber. There's little guys on the second half of the first chamber. And then if you have a Animo crowd controller like Kazuha, he will shred the shield of the last boss very, very well. So thank goodness for Kazuha. I haven't been using him lately, but I got some very good use out of him on this Abyss. I feel like I could have ran Nahida with this team, and it would have done pretty decently, because the Burgeon shreds Electro Shields even quicker. So keep that in mind. Just Pyro and Hydro does not shred Electro Shield as quickly as Burgeoning, I think, or even Hyper Blooming, I want to say. But yeah, this first half of the last chamber was a little difficult with this Geo team. My energy was a little bit all out of whack, and my rotations were just deplorable for that reason, because I was constantly trying to cycle Itto energy particles. And for future reference, or if anybody wants to run the Geo team, because I'm sure a lot of people who clicked on this video are wanting to run the team with Itto, because I have it in the title, then I would try to prioritize having these guys killed, the cryo dudes killed, sorry, before they generate their cryo shield, because then it takes so much longer to break that shield with Geo. I always thought Geo was good at shredding all the different kinds of shields, but I found that to be not the case in this Abyss run. Itto was shredding the cryo shields, all of these guys were shredding the cryo shields very slowly. People who have a one big damage burst like Zhongli and Chiori on this team, they shred shield a lot quicker than Itto's ult, where he's like swinging his thing around and he just has Geo infused damage. Like, I don't like it. I don't even know what kind of attack that is. It's like a very basic, like, nuke ult, I guess is the word. Like, just one big burst of damage that doesn't do anything but that big burst of damage. I find that those shred a lot quicker with the Geo team. But yeah, I know I just made a video with the Mono Geo, but this is the new Abyss. I just wanted to pump that last one out really quickly, just to show that it could be done in the last Abyss on the last rotation of the Abyss, because, you know, the last one's usually the hardest. But I don't know. I don't know how prevalent Geo teams are anymore, so hopefully this video does well. People are like, yo, this is how to, like, you know, I like Geo. Can it be done? Yes, it can be done. It's going to take a lot of patience. As it did for me. Unless you know, my Geo team is not perfectly built. I'd like to think my Itto is pretty built well, but there is still elemental mastery on my Chiori. I'm using the Harbinger on her, so that could be better. And Goro is using Noblesse, and I neglected to use my ult a lot. I'm realizing that right now. So I'm running 4-piece Noblesse on Goro, but I'm not using his burst at all. So definitely do that if you're running Noblesse, just for the attack buff. My mentality was it was a time saver not using it, and I didn't need his healing, and it didn't do more damage than Itto would just having him out on the field. But the whole point is that I'm trying to buff Itto with that ult. So yeah, here are the teams. If you watched my video previously, like a couple days ago, that Abyss, not much has changed. I just got Goro and Chiori's talent levels up a little bit more. We got a nice 1-to-2 ratio on Itto. We're using the Serpent Spine on him. We're using the Harbinger sword on Chiori, as well as the Golden Troop set, just to buff her off-field damage. Goro is pretty much strictly an Itto buffer right now, and we are running the Sacrificial Bow, or the Favonius War Bow on him, I believe it is. And then, yeah, Zhongli is going to be a pretty basic Zhongli shielding build. I think I took a couple artifacts off of him and gave him to Xingling because I was trying to buff my Hutao damage on the Mono Pyro team through Goba, Xingling's little bear. So I put Tenacity on her and gave her some of Zhongli's good pieces. I guess I didn't switch those out when I went for this attempt either. Hutao team, same Hutao team I've been rocking with the last many Abyss attempts, except instead of Zhongli, we got Kazuha now. And Kazuha has a very basic, like, Elemental Mastery build. A little bit of energy recharge just so we can spam his ult. But nothing else has changed besides that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it helps you with your Abyss attempts. And I hope your Abyss attempts go greatly. And if you're pulling for Arlecchino or Liney, I hope that goes well too. So yeah, thank you. Thank you for watching the video. I love you guys. God bless you. Peace out.